Hey everyone, it's the Crypto Diet coming with another video, and a lot of people are really scared at the moment because of what's happening in the market, but this video is coming a little bit late because we're starting to see a lot of coins that are green at the moment. So I thought I'd do a just overall market update to sort of put your fears at ease a little bit and just make you feel a little bit more positive about the market, because crypto is a very emotional market. There's a lot of emotions that go into it. It's very volatile, and a lot of new people who never invested before are investing into cryptocurrency. So, I know you go on YouTube looking for market updates, and it's my goal to always be very honest in regards to my analysis of the overall market. So I'm going to be honest and say we're still very much okay. So I'm going to show you some charts, some graphs, and just overall give you some recommendations on coins to buy, some coins to stay away from, and just overall how the market is going. So we can see here in the fear and greed scale, we're at 34, so we're at fear. This is okay because this is bound to happen every once in a while. The problem with cryptocurrency, and you're probably asking yourself, why does this happen? Why does crypto always go through these sorts of phases? And the honest answer is it's actually because of leverage, right? A lot of people are leveraging in the market. You can see the purple line is basically the leverage in the market. And you're starting to see, even despite the dip, people are still leveraging so much. So when you leverage, you're basically investing with borrowed money. But the thing is, when you use leverage, you have to have a stop loss. You have to say, at what point am I going to cut my losses and not dig myself a bigger hole? Because with leverage, you basically double your winnings and you double your losses. That's why it's really, really important to have a stop loss with leverage. So what the whales do, what the really, really strong, big, deep pockets do, they drop the market on purpose. They will sell a large sum, drop the price, get everyone to trigger the stop losses, and then rebuy at a lower price. It's a very brutal market. So if you're watching this, don't sell, because this happens time and time and time again. The whales sell, the leverage stop losses triggers get triggered, and then retail gets scared, sells at a loss. That's always how it goes. So don't fall into that trap, just hold, because you can see the price of Bitcoin and the price of cryptocurrency overall always goes up. So, if it pains you seeing your portfolio down, just delete the app, put it away, enjoy yourself, play some video games, watch some Netflix, do whatever, and take time away from the market, wait for it to go up. But you also have to be able to see your portfolio, dip a little bit in crypto. This is the name of the game. This is what we signed up for. So this is to be expected when the leverage is this high. And you can even see with Ethereum, you can see, look at this, right? It just shot up like crazy just the last day or so. So you're seeing more leverage, and the only good news is that people who usually invest with leverage are, again, usually pretty smart. And if they are borrowing money, that means they're seeing that this market still has a lot of ways to go. So don't be scared, and here's some charts to help you out. So the first one we're going to look at is, of course, Bitcoin. We always look at Bitcoin. Even if you don't care about Bitcoin or you don't own any Bitcoin and you have TradingView, open it up and it should be the first thing you see every time you open up TradingView, because what happens to Bitcoin really does dictate the overall market. So I've got some tools here showing of some of the things I'm looking at. So the white line is our 50-day moving average, and you can see that we're below it at the moment. So a little bit of panic in the market. But what we can see here is my Michael Pizzino 50% fib tool. And you can see this is in the midterm, and you can see we're still even got a little bit of clearance before we hit the 50%. So we're still doing okay in the midterm, on the midterm 50%. If we go to the major 50%, you can see right there, guys, Bitcoin would have to dip another 13, 14% before we start to really hit that 50%. We start getting a little bit shaky. I've also got my major trend line for support. And if Bitcoin broke this, now would be a little bit of time. But you can just see, you have to remember, Bitcoin moving 10-15% is a lot for Bitcoin. That would be enough to wipe out a lot of alts. So we're still a long way away from hitting that absolute critical support. So we're still in the market, it's fine. And we're testing support beautifully. And you have to start thinking to yourself, when we see the market dip and we see Bitcoin go, what you really want to see is Bitcoin test support and go. Because what the smart money is doing is they're basically saying, okay, I'm going to buy Bitcoin here. I'm going to buy Bitcoin here. I'm going to buy Bitcoin here. They're looking at the 50% mark or somewhere near there, because these are the nice buys. And that's why you'll often find good coins, they will hit their 50% mark, they will get bought at that 50% mark, and then they will go again. So you can see again, it's still a while away. So that's Bitcoin. The other markets to see is the total one, which is the crypto market as a whole. So you can see here that, I mean, you hopefully can see that this is just basically an uptrend that's been happening. So it's okay to dip a little bit. I mean, you know, look what happened here, right? We went downtrend a little bit, but we came back and we pushed above. So hopefully you're seeing these patterns where it's good to test. It's good to test that support level a little bit, because that really tests the smart money. The smart money is looking for those good buys. They're not FOMOing to coins. They're not panicking. They're looking for good buys, and they would have a chart and it would tell them, okay, I'm going to buy at this point. I'm going to buy at this point. And they're that patient and they're that emotionally detached from the crypto world that they can actually wait for it and buy it at that point. They're very automated. So that's why it's really nice when you see it tested its 50%. So again, this is total one. This is all the crypto market in general. You can see it's going up. And again, you can see we're still so far away from our major 50% and breaking trend. So it's perfectly fine. The other coin as well is Total 2. So this includes all the cryptos except for Bitcoin. This is the chart that I think most people really like, because this basically shows all the alts that are going to pump. And again, you can see our major 50% still a ways away from it. We've just touched our trend. It's dipped a little bit below it on my trend line anyway that I've drawn, and it's testing back up right now. So we've tested, we're breaking through now. Then we have the Total 3, which doesn't include Bitcoin and Ethereum. And really, you know, this is another chart that people really love. And you can see on my trend line, it's bounced it perfectly, and it's just continues to go up. We're continuously above our 50%, generally speaking. Again, we've dipped below it, it's fine, but you're starting to see we test, we get support coming in, right? We test support, we got buyers coming into the market. They think this is a fantastic value and they push the price back up. I look at my trend line, I give a bit of wiggle room with trend lines, but the 50% is really what I look at. And it's okay to test. Again, we like testing. We like to see what the market thinks of this price point. So I thought I would do some coins and just have a look at some of the coins that I look at. So the first one is Solana, and you can even see right here, it perfectly hit my the 50% mark. So this is a chart I've had for a little while here, and actually have to move that just a touch up. There we go. So you can see we touched 50% beautifully. Do you see why Michael Pezzino loves the 50% mark? Because crypto, for some reason, just loves to touch the 50% mark, and it's touched it beautifully. It's bounced back off it, and we're above the 50-day moving average. So what does that tell you? It tells you the market really likes the price point of Solana being at, call it $188. That's the buy zone, and it touched it. People bought it, went back up. See what happens the next few days. Matic is another one that I like to look at. Midterm, we're at 50% right now. See, it's okay to give a little bit of percentages, you know, above and below it, but you can see there's a lot of activity happening there. So it's a buy right now. Luna, what about Luna? Midterm again. Look at this, perfectly touched 50%. And I didn't just draw these before I did the video. I've actually had this running for a while, but you can see just I leave this 50% mark, and I only ever move it up when we break the price, or if it dips below this major support area. So we touched our 50%, and what does that mean? Luna's a buy. Now you could have bought it, if you were really on top of it, you could have bought it for 5% cheaper. Don't think that would really bother me, but these are your buys. If you want the major 50%, there's the major 50%. Right? You can see how tough it is to get good coins at its major 50%. If you look at Phantom, this is one of those good coins that is on its major 50%. And you can see, look at that. Touched the 50%, dipped a little bit below it perfectly now, and starting to rise. Now we might accumulate a little bit around the 50% mark. Again, testing it a few times, and these are buying opportunities. This is a great coin. Look at it, touched perfectly almost under 30 on the RSI and popping back up. This is how you know the bull market is still on, because every time we're hitting these key supports on these alts, we're bouncing back off them. That's confidence in the market. And you start to see, look, Phantom up 10%. This is one of the coins that didn't really get hit hard at all, and that's Elrond. Elrond just kept going, right? Easy identifiable accumulation area. It's going to get running, but you can't buy it, right? It's too much. There's the major 50%. There's our moving average. We've held above it. So what does that tell me about Elrond? It tells me that this is a buy, and there would be our mid 50% mark. So we're still a ways away from it. Can't buy Elrond, but it's one to keep an eye on. Algo, a coin that hasn't looked too good. I mean, look at that absolute pump right there. That's actually ridiculous. But be careful with coins like this that have these pump and dumps. You've missed the boat, and this probably won't happen for a little while before you happen to have it again. So, I mean, when coins like this happen, it just defies the laws a little bit. Secret, a coin that I really like, major 50%, came close, touched the 50-day moving average, finding support. So another good coin. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just I'm just repeating the same tools for all of my cryptocurrencies. I look at its major and medium 50% mark. I don't like to look at short term because in my opinion, crypto is just too volatile to look at short term. You really have to know what you're doing if you want to make money in the short term. And I think you can look at almost any statistic and it would show you that if you hold your crypto longer, you will vastly outperform people who are trading short term. So just keep it short term. It's a very easy way to make money. Harmony One, a beautiful coin, touched perfectly on its major 50%. Look at that. And again, guys, I haven't moved this chart, right? I didn't prepare these charts. This is just what I set and I look at them every day. And you can see it just touches 50% beautifully, comes back off. Harmony One is one hell of a buy. Just dipped below 45 on the RSI. Beautiful. I'm going to pick some up, right? ETH, the daddy of the alts, right? Look at that. Just fell below its 50-day moving average and we're moving up. So dipped on the 45, going back up. If you're familiar with my channel, I like to look at the 45 on the RSI as a good buy and then 30 for the absolute low buy. If you're patient enough and you can wait for a 30-day, by all means go. And you can see Arweave on its major 50% as well. We've tested it very closely and we've found support and we're bouncing back off. So you start to see a lot of the common trends here. This will not happen if the smart money is scared of the market. They will not, and it will just drop. So it will just continue to drop, which clearly isn't happening because if you see, most of the coins are still going. So we're still good to go for the bull market. The only thing that has me concerned is that we are experiencing this on a sort of Friday for most countries, and crypto generally doesn't move much on the weekend. Crypto, if anything, goes down a little bit on the weekend, which means that we might get a bit of a recovery today, and then that leaves the next 2 days for it to go sideways, and we'll have to see what happens Monday. So be patient with it. We're still in the bull market, guys. It's very, very easy to get lost in the emotion, but just remember my total 1 and my total 2. We're still so healthy. We're still in the white. We still way clear skies. We've just touched our trend. We're still perfectly fine. Don't be worried. We're still in it, and I'm sure things will pick up shortly. I still think we're going to be going sideways for a few days at the very least before we start moving forward, but I think this is going to be an extended bull cycle. I just don't see how we're going to have a blow off top by November. I think if best case scenario will probably happen the last 2 weeks of December, best case scenario, but no one really knows. But it's just something to keep a cool head as we're going through these emotions at the moment. That's to see a chart on the long term and realize it's very insignificant in the big picture. So hopefully this video helped. If it did, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.